The skies are heating up. What you just saw was an American F-22 fighter jet taking down a suspected Chinese surveillance balloon that traversed the U.S. airspace for 7 days. Is this the spark that ignites World War III? Find out now, as the Matrix delves deeper into the political division and 7 days of tension that led to this explosive event. The United States shot down a Chinese spy balloon on Saturday that had spent the last week traversing the country. An explosive end to a drama that put a diplomatic crisis between the world's two great powers onto television screens in real time. But before we look into implications that might be catastrophic, like World War III, let's look at the timeline of the balloon. Day 1, Saturday, Jan 28, 2023. The spy balloon starts a controlled drift into American territory, entering Alaskan airspace near the Aleutian Islands. At this point, it doesn't appear to be just another Chinese light probe around the edges of America's defensive borders. Day 2, Monday, Jan 30, 2023. The balloon has exited the American territory and is over Canada. Officials say it carries solar panels that power its propulsion, cameras, and surveillance equipment. Day 3, Tuesday, Jan 31, 2023. The balloon re-enters the United States over Idaho, to the surprise of Pentagon officials. General Mark A. Milley, the Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman, alerts President Biden. Day 4, Wednesday, February 1, 2023. The balloon made its way to the skies above Billings, Montana, which alarmed Pentagon officials. The state is home to the 341st Missile Wing at Malmstrom Air Force Base, one of 3 U.S. Air Force bases that operate and maintain intercontinental ballistic missiles. General Milley and Mr. Austin advise against shooting down the balloon, which has an undercarriage roughly the size of 3 buses. While it is over land because debris can harm civilians and infrastructure. Several times, U.S. officials conveyed to Chinese officials that the U.S. military might shoot down the spy balloon. Day 5, Thursday, February 2, 2023. Republican lawmakers and politicians began criticizing Mr. Biden after news of the balloon became widespread. For not taking harder action against the balloon and against China. Day 6, Friday, February 3, 2023. The Chinese Foreign Ministry says that the machine was a civilian weather balloon that had strayed far, very far, off course and entered U.S. airspace by accident. Day 7, Saturday, February 4, 2023. The FAA temporarily pauses departures and arrivals at airports in Wilmington, North Carolina, and in Myrtle Beach and Charleston in South Carolina. The Langley Air Force Base scrambled an F-22 Raptor fighter jet, which fired a Sidewinder air-to-air missile, downing the balloon, flying at an altitude of between 60,000 and 65,000 feet. China's statement and response to the U.S.'s reaction. The Chinese government has claimed that the balloon was a weather device, used for international meteorological readings and that it entered U.S. airspace by accident. On Sunday, China condemned the step as an overreaction by the United States and warned that it could respond. China will resolutely defend the legitimate rights and interests of the enterprise involved and retains the right to respond further, Chinese officials said in a statement. During recent years, relations between Beijing and Washington have grown increasingly volatile over trade, technology, human rights issues, and the future of Taiwan, the self-ruled island that Beijing says is its own territory. On top of that, China, being the biggest supporter of Russia in its war against Ukraine, has further caused drift with the U.S., which is supporting Ukraine. How does this tie into an impending threat of World War III? Well, let's look at the brief history of balloons and how they were used during the previous world wars. Hydrogen-filled balloons were crucial during World War I to help direct artillery fire, spot troop movements and note enemy positions like depots and trenches. From November 1944 to April 1945, Japan launched around 9,000 balloons carrying bombs to travel more than 6,000 miles across the Pacific Ocean to the United States. Spy balloons equipped with video cameras and sensors were used a little over 17 years ago by the U.S. to monitor Afghanistan. But the question is, how serious are these spy balloons in 2023? Well, the U.S. officials claim that this was a lousy attempt at counter-surveillance by the Chinese because all this could be done via satellite in 2023. But still, a foreign surveillance balloon flying over U.S. airspace is a national security risk and the U.S. has every right to shoot down this to defend its sovereignty. Tensions between two of the world's largest economies and a nuclear arsenal that can destroy the entire planet between them continue to rise. The US has secured access to 4 additional military bases in the Philippines, a key bit of real estate which would offer a front seat to monitor the Chinese. In the South China Sea and around Taiwan. The war in Europe has certainly divided the countries into forming separate alliances, but will there be a World War III? What would it even be fought over? And how would it start? But most importantly, how would it end? Hit that subscribe button and plug into the Matrix, as we will soon explore the alternate universe of What If? World War III edition. Also, let the Matrix know your thoughts in the comments down below.